Wonderful Wednesday, everyone. Rob Holtzmann, HoltzmannInsurance.com, coming to you from the world headquarters of Holtzmann Insurance on Bishop Lane in sunny and warm Louisville. May is always an exciting time in Louisville, primarily because of the fastest 2 minutes in sports on the first Saturday. Hope everyone enjoyed the Derby this year, and it looks like we might have a Triple Crown winner for the first time in my lifetime. So pretty excited about that. May also brings Mother's Day, so certainly a happy belated Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there, especially the moms in my life, including my wife, Lauren, who takes great care of our kids and our home, so I can be here with all of you. May also serves as my wedding anniversary month, so a happy 9th wedding anniversary to my wife. I love you, and here's to hoping this time next year we'll be back in our honeymoon spot in tropical Jamaica. No matter what you're doing this month, I want to take you a quick moment and thank you for taking a few minutes to listen in on the second of as many webinars from Holtzmann Insurance, this month focusing in on excess liability limits, their importance, and how you could be impacted without them. Before we dive into the insurance world, though, a quick couple of updates from Holtzmann Insurance. April and May have been banner months for our agency, welcoming dozens and dozens of new clients to the Holtzmann Insurance family. Our clients understand how important quality service, better coverage, and better rates really are. So a big thank you to all who have joined us. On May 1st, Holtzmann Insurance turned 1 year old. This time last year, I was in training with my good friends at Highland Block Highland, learning the ins and outs of the business, and could only dream of the things to come. Never did I imagine, though, that the success and fulfillment of this career would have for me and for my family. It's been a lot of hard work, a lot of long hours and sleepless nights, but worth every bit of it as Lauren and I continue to strive to be the best local independent agency in the Louisville region. I'll be celebrating with our family quietly, perhaps with a glass of bourbon, but please know that your commitment, your dedication, your patience, and your desire to do business with the best locally owned independent insurance agency is the reason for our continued growth. So from the bottom of our hearts, Lauren and I thank you. Speaking of turning one, Holtzmann Insurance was proud to receive the Rookie of the Year award from Agents Helping Agents, our strategic partner. It was a thrill to receive the award, but understand the reason for it is you, all of my loyal clients, family, and friends. So here's to hoping for another successful year. Last month's Holtzmann Insurance Gives Back was a tremendous success. Many of you know my wife Lauren has been dedicated to providing quality care to preemie babies her entire professional life. She graduated from Bellarmine in 2004 with her nursing degree and went on to work at Kosare Children's Hospital in the NICU department for several years. She then got gobbled up by Humana to start an entirely new department focused on NICU babies and their families. And as part of that job, she has had the opportunity to volunteer with the March of Dimes. Their annual March for Babies was on Saturday, May 10th at Waterfront Park, and Holtzmann Insurance was there to support this cause and walk in the event. It was a great event. We all had a blast, and certainly congratulations to Lauren, the Humana team, and thank you to all that came out to support the cause. This month's Holtzmann Insurance Gives Back will be held in conjunction with the Louisville Nature Center. The LNC is a jewel in the heart of Louisville on the Trevilian Plateau next to the zoo, Louisville Tennis Center, and Joe Creason Park. LNC is home to over 70 acres and the Beargrass Creek State Nature Preserve. I've served as a volunteer on that board of directors for many years and know of the value that volunteers bring to the organization. So together on Saturday, June 28th, we'll be at the LNC cleaning up debris in the preserve and deweeding those nasty invasive plants. So join us, and remember, as always, need knows no season. And now down to the business at hand, the reason for this webinar, learning more about excess liability coverage, what it means, how it works, and how you can get protected from life's unfortunate situations. Now, I've purposely used insurance terminology to this point of the webinar for our topic, calling it excess liability coverage. The reason was to ensure you continued listening to the webinar to find out what that actually means. The standard everyday term for excess liability is actually called umbrella coverage. I'm sure many of you have been asked the question, do you have an umbrella policy? And if you're like most, you probably thought to yourself, well, why in the world would I need insurance coverage for my umbrella? The good news is, folks, you don't need insurance for your umbrella, but an umbrella policy is probably something you should at least give some thought to. Excess liability coverage, or an umbrella policy, covers you for excess liability in cases where your underlying limits for your home and auto are exhausted. Let me give you an example. If you listen to last month's webinar on the 50-100 difference, you already know what the 50 and the 100 mean. If you didn't listen, send me a note. I'll send you a DVD copy. So you're in an auto accident, a bad one. You look down to change the radio station because that darn Somebody That I Used to Know song came on, and it always gets stuck in your head for days, and you were tired of hearing it. And all of a sudden, bam, you run into the back of a stopped Subaru with two people in it, shattering their back window, breaking their taillights, sending the bumper flying onto the sidewalk where it hits a passing by elderly man using a cane. Yikes. Not good. If you have 50-100 coverage, the medical bills for those three people will be paid for by the automobile liability coverage. So up to $50,000 per person if necessary, but not to exceed $100,000. Grandpa ends up being fine. He's a resilient old man who served his country in Vietnam and has seen worse days. He gets up, laughs it off, and goes on about his business. The two people in the Subaru are not so lucky, however. Both are transported to the hospital via ambulance. X-rays are taken, MRIs are done, broken bones are set, backs are cracked, and egos are bruised, all at the expense of your auto insurance company. All of that medical attention costs big, big bucks. 2 months later, you get a copy of an invoice to your auto insurance company for $324,983.16 for the treatment. 2 weeks after that, you get another invoice for ongoing chiropractic treatment of $15,329.93. You suspect that ongoing treatment is going to go on for a long time, maybe even for the rest of that person's life. What do? Well, first, you call and fire your insurance agency for not helping you get through that situation. No one should have to go through something like that alone without the guidance of a qualified insurance expert. What do you do after that, though? Your auto coverage only paid for $100,000 of that treatment. Who is responsible for the additional $240,313.09? You are. Crap. You don't have that kind of money. You can't afford to make that payment. Damn you, GoDA. If you have excess liability policy or an umbrella coverage, that policy will kick in after your auto liability limits are exhausted to cover your butt for the rest of that payment. Now, most umbrella policies start at $1 million. If you still think that's too high, I suggest you go back a couple of minutes on this webinar and check out the auto accident scenario. It's always better to be safe than sorry. By now, you're probably wondering how much a $1 million umbrella policy costs. Surely, we're looking at a lot of money to be covered for $1 million. Nope. Turns out that most umbrella policies only cost approximately $200 to $300 in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. What a deal. Not so fast. In order to be eligible for an umbrella policy, your underlying auto and home limits must meet a certain standard. For most companies, you have to have a $250,500 auto coverage policy and a $300,000 home liability limit. Only then can you purchase a $1 million umbrella policy. So there is more expense than $200 to $300 to get an umbrella policy. But remember, if your liability limits are higher, you are seen as less of a risk to insurance companies. So ultimately, the rates might be lower than you think. The only way to truly know if you qualify and how much an umbrella policy will cost is to call me and allow me to quote it for you. Having an honest, objective insurance agent on your side is paramount to ensuring your coverage is correct and you are paying the right amount as well. Which leads me to the topic of our June webinar, the advantages of having an independent insurance agent and what Holtzmann Insurance can offer you that many other direct insurance writers cannot. Don't know the difference between State Farm, Allstate, Kentucky Farm Bureau, Geico, and Holtzmann Insurance? Tune in next month and find out. One quick thing before I sign off for May, the Holtzmann Insurance Referrals Program has caught fire. If you know of a friend, colleague, family member, enemy, or Frenchman in need of a home, auto, business, or life insurance quote, have them give me a call. I guarantee you I will work hard to save them money and get them better coverage. Just for referring someone to me, I'll send you in the mail a coupon for a free pizza. So if you're looking for a free meal for the family and want your next door neighbor to suffer the wrath of listening to me for 7 minutes, Send them my way and enjoy your free pizza. Additionally, I'll be drawing for a free Kindle Fire HD at the end of June. To be entered, all you have to do is refer someone to Holtzmann Insurance between now and June 30th. I'll announce the winner via Facebook and deliver the Kindle myself, but please, no autographs or mob paparazzi, please. All right, folks, thus ends another learning experience brought to you free of charge by Holtzmann Insurance. Remember to check us out on the web at holtzmanninsurance.com or like us on Facebook to keep up with what's going on here. If you've made it to the end of this webinar, congratulations. The first person to share this webinar from the link on the Holtzmann Facebook page and include the phrase Rob Rocks on the link will receive a coupon for, you guessed it, a free pizza. Until next time, friends, so long.